Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around it's for the 14.5 ounce 3-wick Prickly Pear Sangria candle from Bath & Body Works. The notes on this read prickly pear syrup, white wine, and freshly sliced fruit infusions. And it also says it's supposed to smell like a refreshing reward after a hike through the desert. How exotic. So yeah, this is available online and in stores now. And here we go. This is similar to how the Spice Blackberry Cider fragrance is like a diluted watered down version of Blackberry Tea Leaf. This is like a diluted, watered down version of Sparkling Pear Riesling that we've had before. So it's kind of redundant and just kind of there, to be honest, but it's here. Interesting fact, Sparkling Pear Riesling was actually repackaged as Pomegranate Prosecco Punch in a light pink wax once as well. So if you enjoyed Pomegranate Prosecco Punch or Sparkling Pear Riesling and want a lighter, diluted, watered down version of it, then check out Prickly Pear Sangria. So what does this smell like? You get a very fruity kind of pear apple fragrance. A lot of times the pear and apples tend to smell the same, but pear seems to be a little bit sweeter usually, a little bit more like velvety, and not as moldy as the apple that we get from Bath & Body Works. So it's like a sweeter, like better, velvetier version of their apple, and I actually prefer, I think, their pear over their apple, to be honest. And it's a rather nice pear fragrance. Like, once again, these are still very pleasant and inoffensive. They're just kind of boring. But it's a very nice, if you're just looking for a nice, juicy, fun pear fragrance, then check this out. And then it's just mixed with like this kind of, once again, like a velvety, like sweet vanilla action. I don't necessarily know if it really smells like a drink at all. There's nothing boozy about it. So when you say sangria, like there's nothing like particularly boozy about it whatsoever. Like, this just smells like this could literally be called like pear vanilla, and I would totally believe it. It's just like this kind of like a cooler, creamy vanilla rather than like a ooey gooey, like warm, like caramel maple driven vanilla. More just like a plain, just sweetness added to the pear. It's just like a very, very sweet pear. So you could just call it sweet pear, and I would believe that too. So in terms of it being like a sangria or like a boozy drink fragrance, I don't really get that. And I think a lot of times sangria tend to have like cinnamon sticks in it, and there's really no spice in here whatsoever, so I don't get that either. It's just pretty much like an all year round sweet pear fragrance that it smells nice and it's like inoffensive, but it's nothing exotic or nothing super interesting or extraordinary. I haven't had Sparkling Pear Riesling for the longest time, but I just remember that being a little bit stronger and more robust than this, and this is just like a their type of pear fragrance. But once again, because I was kind of like I was saying in the spiced blackberry cider fragrance review, this, like, even though I say this is like basic or generic, once again there's a clarity or quality to the fragrance that it still smells like a nice interpretation of a pear. So it's not maybe quite as like basic or boring as like a Glade or a grocery store candle. So I just kind of want to put that out there, especially after having burned some other candles recently and having put in a little bit perspective in terms of like, I guess, quality or clarity in fragrances between candles. So I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. But yeah, if you missed out on Sparkling Pear Riesling and like you're just really dying for it and want the next best thing, check this out. This has a slight reminiscence to the original heirloom apple that was like the apple pear like marshmallow fragrance, rather than the heirloom apple we get now, which is the same old moldy farm stand apple that we get all the time. The original one. This does share a slight reminiscence to it, so it's not quite as juicy and awesome as it, but if you want something close to that, then also check this out as well. And that's pretty much what it smells like. Let me go into the performance. This is a third or fourth burn, and it has the core wicks on it, and boy, does it burn very hot and vicious, so you definitely want to keep trimmed on top of it. Makes it even wax pull in no time, so just the usual like hot sooty version of the core wicks is pretty much what we have here. As for the throw, this is very, very, very light. I don't remember Sparkling Pear Riesling being this light. Like, I don't necessarily remember if that was necessarily a powerhouse, but this is like quite light. I would say just like in the 3 range, and that's even in a smaller bedroom. You definitely get nose blind to it while you're in the room, and you kind of only can smell it when you like exit the room and re-enter. It's one of those type of candles where it's just very light like that. So yeah, just very light, and that's pretty much it. It's not unscented, it's still detectable, but it's not strong or even medium, at least in my opinion. Overall, once again, pleasant but not exciting pear fragrance. Like, it exists, it's here. If I had gone back in time, would I have still purchased this? No. Would I recommend it? Only if you're like a diehard of Sparkling Pear Riesling and want something remotely close to it, then yes. Otherwise, no. Certainly not going to repurchase it. It's just, I'll buy it once and that's the end of it and move on with my life. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.